Hi, second graders. Mr. Askelson here. It is Wednesday, May 20th, 2020. We are on week 8 of distance learning, and we're looking at chapter 10, lesson 4. The matrix says, do guided practice numbers 1 through 3 on page 614 in your math packet. Tell a family member your answer to the talk math question. And remember, we've been talking about telling time and clocks, and we've talked about two different kinds of clocks. An analog clock, which is the circle with the face and numbers with the hands, and a digital clock, which is more electronic and uses a screen to tell hours and minutes. And on both clocks, remember, you can tell time to the hour. On the digital clock, the minute hand is straight up at the 12, and the hour hand points directly at the number that says the time. So in this case, it says 5 o'clock. Over here, the hour's on the left, minutes on the right. Once again, 5 o'clock. You can tell time to the half hour, and this now, the minute hand goes and points directly down at the 6, so half the clock is where the minute hand is pointing. The hour hand, it's kind of in between the 3 and the 4. It's gone past the 3, but it has not gotten to the 4 yet. So that tells us that it's still in the 3 hour, and we're at 30 minutes. So the time is 3 hours and 30 minutes, 3:30, or we can say 3:30. On the clock, you can also show time to the quarter hour. And I know this gets kind of confusing when we start breaking the clock down into halves and fourths and things like that. But use these kind of helpful clues to help you see where the clock gets divided up and then how we go about reading that clock. It says telling time to the quarter hour. The hour hand on a clock counts the hours. And we have hours 1 through 12. The minute hand counts the minutes, and there are 60 minutes on a clock. Each number on the clock stands for 5 minutes. So remember, when we're talking hours, we're talking 1 through 12. When we're talking minutes, we're talking 1 through 60. And so if I start counting the numbers as minutes, I would go zeros at the top, then 5, 10, 15. So the 3 can stand for the hour 3, or it can stand for 15 minutes. If we look down at the 6 can also mean the 6th hour, or it can mean 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 30 minutes. When that minute hand goes all the way from the top, it goes past 15, it goes past 30, and it goes over to the 9. Now we say that the 9 can also stand for 45 minutes. So if I started up at the top, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Now notice the hour hand in all the cases here, it's gone past the 8. But even on this last one, it looks like it's pretty close to pointing to the 9, but it's not quite there yet. So we still say it's the 8th hour with 45 minutes. This one is the 8th hour with 30 minutes. This one is the 8th hour with 15 minutes. So 8:15, 8:30, or 8:45. So let's look at that maybe with it broken down into the minutes a little bit more. Remember, when the minute hand points straight up, we're talking about on the hour. So you can see that it's pointing up at the top and pointing to 12, or the hour hand is pointing to 4. So it is 4 o'clock. When that minute hand moves from the top over to the 3 or the 15-minute mark, we say that it's 4:15. When we look at the minute hand pointing straight down at the 6, we have 4:30. And when the minute hand is pointing over at the 9, we say 45. So we look at these 4 clocks: 4 o'clock, 4:15, 4:30, 4:45. So counting time to the hour, the half hour, and the quarter hour are things that you need to practice and get good at. You're going to be using clocks the rest of your life for one thing or another. So these are really, really important and good skills to practice with. Let's take a look on something from our math homework. It says you can show time to the quarter hour. 8:15. Remember, here's the minute hand pointing over at the 3. 8:30 or 30. Minute hand is pointing straight down. And 8:45 or 8:45, because the minute hand is all the way pointing over here. So it says, tell what time is shown, write the time. First thing I want to do is I'm going to look at my minute hand, and then I'm going to look at my hour hand. My hour hand is past the 5, but not to the 6, so it's in the 5th hour. And if my minute hand is pointing over here, it's 15. So I'm going to say that it is 5:15. On this one, my hour hand is past the 9, but not quite to the 10 yet. So I'm going to say it's the 9th hour, and then I know 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. I'm going to say it's 9:45. And on this one, the minute hand is pointing straight down at the 6, and the hour hand is past the 11, but not quite yet to the 12. So it's the 11th hour and 30 minutes. So I'm going to say 11:30. So let's check. 5:15, 9:45, 11:30. We'll check our answers here, make sure we're and for some reason it didn't show the answer. So let's just see if we can go. Interesting. Well, sometimes it works that way, second graders. Trust me on that one, that those are the right times, though. 5:15, 9:45, and 11:30. So use the strategies that I showed you back on here of thinking of those clocks being divided up into 4 different regions. And each region is a quarter. So this is a quarter, a half, 3/4, and back up to the top. And each one of the marks, the hour hands can count for the hours, or it counts for 5 minutes. So use those strategies to help do your guided practice today. Second graders, I hope you have a great day.